Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome to lesson 22 in Fiqh, Jurisprudence. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen, hamdan kathiran tayyiban mubarakan fi ملء السماوات وملء الأرض وملء ما بينهما وملء ما شئت من شيء بعد اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين وبعد. So continuing with Fiqh, we go on to again in impurities and removal of impurities. Now it's about animals. So impurities on animals. So this is lesson 22. I'll go through the text first before I go on to explaining through the diagrams and the different kind of things mention of on the board. So the author continues to say, وَالْحَيْوَانْ كُلُّهُ طَاهِرٌ, and animals, they're all pure. إِلَّا الْكَلْبُ وَالْخِنْزِيرُ, except two animals, which is dog and pigs, as been indicated on this right side. وَمَا تَوَلَّدَ مِنْهُمَا أَوْ مِنْ أَحَدِهِمَا, and that which is born from two dogs or from two pigs or from one of them. So a dog mates another animal or a pig mates another animal. So it's all theoretical as well. وَالْمَيْتَةُ كُلُّهَا نَجِسَةٌ. So and the dead animals, so that's why I made a mention of dead and alive. Dead animals, alive animals are pure except these two. Dead, they are impure except through the process of slaughtering it in the right way to make it halal, which I'll come across. So وَالْمَيْتَةُ كُلُّهَا نَجِسَةٌ, all the dead animals are impure, إِلَّا السَّمَكْ وَالْجَرَادِ, except for fish and locust. Dead or alive, they are both pure. وَالْآدَمِي, and that's why I mentioned of Adami, because humans really, we, Banu Adam, the children of Adam Islam, we are also animals really, but Allah has given us more, He's given us intelligence as well, and we are duty bound to worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. وَيُقْسَلْ الْإِنَاء مِنْ وُلُوغِ الْكَلْبِ وَالْخِنْزِيرِ سَبْعَ مَرَّاتٍ, and we wash the vessel that has the lick of a dog in it or a pig 7 times, and that's why this magic number 7 there. إِحْدَهُنَّ بِالتُّرَابِ, once with earth, hence that bit of a dark kind of spot there, that's to indicate earth, which I'll come to. وَيُقْسَلْ مِنْ سَائِرِ النَّجَاسَاتِ, and all other impurities you wash مرة تأتي عليه, once. وَالثَّلَاثَةُ أفضل, but 3 times to wash those impurities are better. So we continue with impurities, and now this on animals. What we said was alive animals are all pure except dogs and pigs. So dogs and pigs are considered the major kind of impure animals, and this is from the Shafi point of view, the Shafi Fiqh point of view. The Prophet ﷺ never mentioned that the dog is impure, but this is now taken from, in the schools of thought, this has been formed from the hadith of the Prophet ﷺ, from other things that mentioning like the lick of the dog, for example. So the scholars, the jurists have, in the Shafi Fiqh, they've kind of come to the point and conclusion that dogs and pigs are the main 2 things that are impure from animals. As for the Maliki, they consider dogs to be pure. Just recently in Al-Azhar, they have given a fatwa, because now even Muslims, a lot of Muslims have dogs, not just guard dogs, but they actually have dogs. So then there's issues. But from the Maliki point of view, dogs are considered, even their saliva is considered pure. So there's always clashes between people who believe that dogs are impure and others who think dogs are pure. So they issued a fatwa from the Maliki point of view that look, dogs are pure and considered to be all the lick and everything is going to be pure. So to avoid these clashes and to for the better for the society and for Muslims to live in harmony with each other. So animals are pure except dogs and pigs, and now animals dead, dogs and pigs dead, that all is considered to be impure. Yes, only animals when they're alive, they're pure, except the only point when we are slaughtering them, when we slaughter them in the right way according to Islamic rituals, that make them halal, then animals can be pure. A point to note here as well is when we make, so if let's say we're hunting an animal, and we hunt an animal and we manage to get a piece of it falls off, that is considered impure. So now that's where part alive, part dead is the same thing. It's considered like dead. So a part of it's come off. That part is impure, but the animal's run off. But you got to it. You slaughtered it in the right way. Made it halal. That part, what you just made made halal, is going to be pure. But what it came off it before, that's going to remain impure. So part alive is the same as part dead. It's just it is dead, and that is impure. So animals, through the process of slaughtering the right way, can be pure. Dogs and pigs, dead or alive, impure. Humans, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, so there is that innamal mushrikuna najis, that indeed the polytheists, the idolaters, are impure. Now that is not in terms of physical, but that's in terms of beliefs, and in the beliefs they're impure. They have the wrong beliefs about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and all that Muslims believe in. Because we have another ayah, وَلَقَدْ قَرَّمْنَا بَنِي آدَمَ. So Allah has given honor, great honor to Bani Adam, the children of Adam al-Islam. So all humans are considered dead or alive, pure. And so we do the ghusl, we do the 4 things that are wajib for us to do. The ghusl, the shrouding, the praying upon, the salatul janazah, and then the burying. That is the right of a Muslim. Now, the Prophet ﷺ has mentioned in a hadith that أُحِلَّتْ لَنَا مَيْتَتَانْ وَدَمَانْ. So 2 types of dead animals and 2 types of blood are pure, are made halal for us. And what is that? فَالْمَيْتَتَانْ الْجَرَادُ وَالْحُوتِ. So as for the 2 dead animals, locust, dead or alive, pure. Fish, dead or alive, pure. So anything really from the sea, dead or alive, is pure, as long as that's their source, that's where their habitat is, that's where they originate from. It is pure. وَأَمَّا الدَّمَانِ فَالطِّحَالِ وَالْكَبِدِ. As for the 2 bloods that are made pure for us, is the liver and the spleen. Now we move on to further analyzing dogs and pigs. So also the sperm of the animals, so sperm of animals are considered pure, except the dogs and pigs sperm, that's considered impure as well. As you said, anything that comes from them and from breeding from the other animals or something, that's considered then impure. As for this magic number 7 is when we wash, if a dog or a pig has transferred impurity over to us, and that is always through wet contact. That's why we have this wet and dry. The emphasis on the wet part. Dry to dry contact, a dog brushes past you, or a pig brushes past your garment, and there's no wet contact, then there's no need for about washing. It's only about on wet contact, that's where the impurity is. So how does that happen? It can be through a lick. It can lick you, it can lick your skin, your clothes. It can lick water, so that water now has become impure because of the lick of the dog or the pig. And so that's the main thing, the wet contact, however it's transferred over to you. Also, if a dog urinates, let's say, or a pig urinates, or doesn't, its feces is all considered impure as well, obviously. So if it urinates on a piece of land, you wash that 7 times. That one does not have to be with earth, but as for when it licks your hand, when it licks your garment, or when it licks any other thing, that thing is impure now. You need to wash it 7 times. So I've done a start to finish, trying to indicate that this washing with the earth has to be not at the start and not at the end. It could be the penultimate, it could be the second, it has to be in the middle somewhere. So I've just kind of indicated in the middle that once you have to do it with earth. And this is not, the wisdom behind it, there won't be any kind of medical wisdom or such that is usually mentioned. It's a pure thing that it's based on worship. That Allah has commanded this. The Prophet has related to us that we wash anything that has come from these 2 animals of heavy impurities, that we wash it 7 times, once being with the earth. And let's say the impurities on you, and then so it's whether it's feces or it's urine or something. That first, however long it takes to remove it, the water, remove it, and then your next 6 start. You've done the 1 count. That's then considered as 1. However many times it took just to remove the impurity. Once you remove the impurity, now we can start talking about making it all pure, every other kind of wash. And making sure just once is with the earth. So that's it for impurities on animals. We just look at one more part in this impurities section and how it becomes pure, and then we'll move on to the next chapter. وصلى سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وبارك وسلم.